Hey everyone, this is J-Dog, and I'm here with another video. This is more reasons why we should not trust Michael Bloomberg. He's a former mayor of New York. He's also a businessman and a billionaire, and he's trying to run for the presidency for the upcoming 2020 election. He's trying to at least win the primary so he can be the Democratic nominee. This is also the same man that created the policy Stop and Frisk, which ended up harming black people. And I did a video earlier talking about, recently about why we should not trust Michael Bloomberg. He is pro-gentrification, and he caused the infamous Stop and Frisk in New York that attacked unarmed black people and black people who were not committing crimes. Now, this is an old article from 5 years ago, back in 2015. It's an old article, but the reason why I'm bringing it up because no one knows about this. But I'm going to bring it up because this shows you more reasons why we should not trust Michael Bloomberg. Look at that evil smile. Michael Bloomberg suggested disarming minorities to keep them alive. He's talking about black people. But you know why he really wants to disarm black people is because he wants to make sure that we don't have no kind of weapon or anything to help defend ourselves against attacks, especially from racists who hate black people. Now let's look at the report. Former New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg reportedly argued Friday, 5 years ago, that guns need to be kept out of the hands of minorities in order to keep them alive. But what if those minorities that he's talking about are getting guns to defend themselves or to go hunting? See, he knows about disarming people. Why racists want black people and other groups disarmed is because he doesn't want us to defend ourselves. See, he doesn't care if it's just only, he's not talking about just criminals. He's talking about minorities in general, regardless whether they law-abiding citizens who should be allowed to practice the Second Amendment. The racists who run this country do not want black people to have Second Amendment rights. They do not want us to carry guns because they think that if we have a weapon, we will do to them what they have done to us years and years and years. While speaking at the Penn Institution, Mr. Bloomberg, 72, said 95% of murders fall into a specific category, a male minority between the age of 15 and 25, the Asper Times reported. Sightings need to get guns out of this group's hand and keep them alive. You mean the criminals, or you just don't want black people to be armed? The former 3-term mayor says, according to the Times, these kids think they're going to get killed anyway because all their friends are getting killed. Maybe they're trying to get a weapon. Maybe some of them are law-abiding citizens that are trying to get weapons to defend themselves. Their friends are getting killed. Mr. Bloomberg, who funds the gun control advocacy group, there goes that gun control. But notice that they really want gun control on black people only. Notice they only want to take guns away from black people. What about these, why is he not talking about these white people that are causing these mass shootings and stuff like that? Why is he not saying we should take away guns from white racist so that they don't shoot minorities or shoot black people or so they don't cause mass shootings and stuff like that. Why is Michael Bloomberg not saying that? Yeah, because group advocacy groups every town for gun safety. They just don't have any long-term focus on anything. It's a joke to have a gun. It's a joke to pull the trigger. Well, I guess when a white person causes a mass shooting, I guess that's a joke too. I guess it's a joke too when mass shootings caused by people that look like you, Michael Bloomberg, is a joke too. Mr. Bloomberg brought up the New York Police Department's stop and frisk practice, that same practice that attacked black people. It was harassing black people, doing all kinds of racist stuff against black people. Yeah, remember, this was the guy. Rudy Giuliani was just the guy that was just enforcing it, and he just was a supporter of it. But this is Michael Bloomberg. He was the creator of stop and frisk. Recalling a time during his last year in office when a Baptist minister in Harlem invited him, these church pimp pastors inviting these racists. Harlem invited him to speak at the church, the Times reported. While I'm sitting there waiting for him to introduce me, he said to his congregation, "You know, if every one of you stopped and frisked your kids before they went out at night, the mayor wouldn't have to do it." Oh, so you're blaming parents now. See there, I know that, this is going directly towards black parents, and black kids, but they're not going towards white kids and white parents. The former mayor spoke to a sold-out crowd Friday, like I said, this is 5 years ago, about a variety of topics including poverty, education, and marijuana legalization. Mr. Bloomberg argued that Colorado's legalization of recreational marijuana use was a terrible idea and is hurting children, the Times reported. What are we going to say in 10 years when we see all these kids whose IQs are 5 and 10 points lower than they would have been, he asked. I couldn't feel more strongly about it, and my girlfriend said it's no different than alcohol. It is different than alcohol. This is one of the stupider things that's happening across our country. The New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, the state's largest gun right groups, compared Mr. Bloomberg's comments to those uttered by white supremacy and demanded the former mayor's apology. Rightfully so. I'm actually have to agree with this rifle. That's exactly what it is saying, that take guns away from minorities so they can survive. Why is Michael Bloomberg not talking about this same comment about white individuals, especially ones who are racist, ones who are criminals, and ones who commit mass shootings and other sorts of murders and stuff like that? Alright, Mayor Bloomberg's statements that black males should not be allowed to have guns echoes similar sentiments made by Southern white supremacists in the 19th century. Exactly right. Whoever put this part, he's exactly right. See, the real goal about this whole gun control situation is to unarm people. They don't want to have weapons. And majority of the time, these racists, they want to make sure that black people don't have weapons, even law-abiding citizens. because they do not think that we should be able to defend ourselves. They want us completely defenseless. But yet it's okay for the white racists to have guns. So when the white racists have guns, started shooting at us, and if we don't know fighting skills or whatsoever, we won't have the tools to survive or to fight back. That's exactly what these racists, both Republican and Democrats, want. And that includes Michael Bloomberg. Tom King, the association president, says in a statement, so-called black codes were enacted by various southern states to discriminate against black Americans and maintain the system of white supremacy that made slavery possible. These included restrictions on firearms possessions. Exactly right. And it was to target black people so that we couldn't use our rights, our Second Amendment rights, to carry arms, especially so we can defend ourselves or go hunting. If we were trying to hunt animals for food and survival, we wouldn't be able to do that because we wouldn't be allowed to have guns. Some of the first gun laws created, was to prevent black people from having guns. If a politician said this about anything other than guns, the mainstream media would have been all over them, Mr. King argued. Michael Bloomberg isn't just a politician. He is the leading voice of gun control in America. He should be held accountable for this slandering. And yes, he should. He's also a billionaire. He's among those elitists. See, he doesn't want black people to have the right to bear arms. And he's a Democrat. And now he's running for president. Now going 5 years later to 2020, which we're now in, he's now running for president. And then he made that fake apology to black people about stop and frisk and stuff. And I said in that previous video about Michael Bloomberg, that apology not accepted. I do not forgive Michael Bloomberg for what has happened to my people that were victimized, especially those who were victimized by stop and frisk. And Michael Bloomberg should not get not one black vote, especially if he's not even going to give us no tangibles, no reparations, no black agenda, no policies that's going to help the black community, my community, me in general, you in general. If he's not going to do anything to help us, then he should not get not one vote. He needs to just drop out. He's not even going to win the primary. He barely can get into debates, and he's a freaking billionaire. So he might as well drop out right now. But this is another reason why I do not trust Michael Bloomberg. I will leave a link to this article in the description box and comment section for y'all to read on your own time, or to just click on the link and y'all can read on your own time. And speaking of the comment section, I want to know, write down in the comment section what you think about this. Make sure you hit that like button. If you hit that like button, that helps spread as many likes I get from the people hitting the like button helps me with getting notifications, or spreads notifications and reminders to other viewers so they can watch the video. Also, make sure to also share in your emails, share it in comment section, share it in your social media threads, so that more people can watch the video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and hit that notification bell so you know when I have another video. And then I'm also going to leave links to to my different accounts, whether it be on YouTube, Black Junction, Twitter, Blackshare, Blair, or any other platform. But that's all I have to say for now. Like I said, I'll leave the links to all the different links in the description box and comment section. But that's all I have to say for now. Michael Bloomberg can go to hell. But that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching, and I hope to catch y'all in another video. Peace, everyone.